Hi there, and welcome to another edition of Cinescape Magazine Entertainment News. Latin Grammy-winning Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny has been set to star in Marvel and Sony Pictures' El Muerto, making him the first Latino lead in a Marvel live-action movie. The character of El Muerto, aka Juan Carlos, is a super-powered wrestler who originally fought Spider-Man in a charity wrestling match. After his oppressor El Dorado came to claim his life, he was saved by Spider-Man, after which the two teamed up to defeat Dorado. The film was announced out of the blue at Cinemacon in Vegas this week and has set a January 12, 2024 release date. Bad Bunny will be seen on the big screen this summer in Bullet Train, which Sony is also releasing. A couple more. Universal Pictures and Illumination Entertainment have adapted Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Video game series, and now it's being delayed from December 21st this year to next Easter. The film will now open in U.S. cinemas on Good Friday, April 7, 2023. A Japanese release will follow on April 28th. The game's creator and Nintendo leader Shigeru Miyamoto announced the change on social media this evening, saying in a statement, "After consulting with Chris Son, producer Chris Meledandri, my partner at Illumination on the Super Mario Bros. Film, we decided to move the global release to spring 2023. My deepest apologies, but I promise it will be well worth the wait." Universal and Nintendo are co-financing the film, which hails from the developers of the Despicable Me and Sing franchises. Chris Pratt leads the cast as the famed Italian plumber, alongside Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, and Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike. Original Mario voice actor Charles Martinet will have a cameo role, while Pratt isn't expected to use a thick Italian accent in the movie, as is used in the games. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Helmer's Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelinek are directing, while Matthew Fogel penned the script. In the wake of that delay, Universal is also pushing back DreamWorks Animation's sequel Puss in Boots. It's written here from Variety, Puss in Booths, The Last Wish, from September 23rd to the now vacated December 21st slot. All right, with the explosion of digital cameras in filmmaking in the past decade and a half, there also appears to have been a bigger push for more natural lighting on film and TV productions than in times past. There's also the rise of new TV technology, including not just 4K and OLED, and now QD OLED, but more importantly, the arrival of high dynamic range formats, HDR10, Dolby Vision, which can impact levels of detail when it comes to light and shadow. Added to that mix, the rise of streaming services, which offer the convenience of watching film and TV anywhere with an internet connection, albeit at the cost of some visual and studio compression and artifacts. When it's all working great, shows and films can look amazing. Trouble is, things don't always work out for the best. Poor quality connections, cheap and or more often uncalibrated TVs, rushed production schedules, and varying equipment and standards can all impact the final visual quality of a work. That's why they should be going to film instead of digital. This has led to complaints of some shows being simply too dark to watch, most famously highlighted by the infamous Game of Thrones episode The Long Night, which drew criticism for some viewers but not being able to see much of anything. Another is a popular meme going around on social media comparing just how darkly lit each subsequent iteration of the Batman films have become, to the point that the next entry could simply be a screen of pitch black. The recent Marvel Studios series Moon Knight doesn't really have this problem. That's due in part to cinematographer Andrew Draws Palermo, who worked on the second and fourth episodes. Speaking with Slash Film, Palermo discussed the challenges of dark scenes and how one kind of has to accommodate for both the best and worst way those scenes can be viewed. I think underexposure it seems like it's a point of contention for a lot of people, and like how dark is acceptable. I have a nice TV at home and I can see it in a way that is bright, and I know that in 4K HDR it looks like it should. So you kind of just worry about how underlit you can get, what's acceptable for everyone's TV. Because I'm in a good environment where I'm in the post-production facility, it's as good as it's going to get there. Everything's calibrated, the monitors are incredible, but you have to remember not everyone has this experience, not only in the environment that you're coloring in, which is quite dark, there's no windows, but also their TVs aren't as nice. Palermo says his methodology is a tendency to overlight a scene at first, do a little more than bring it down, just so I don't paint us into a corner where you can't see anything. He also says it's frustrating when he hears people can't see things. As I've mentioned, the viewing experience in post-production are so good, I know that you should be seeing something, and I know I push things to their limits sometimes. But I know when I'm watching something, I know exactly where I am. So maybe sometimes it's compression. Maybe it's sometimes a streaming service or one's TV. It can be frustrating to not have a unified everyone is seeing it the same way. WandaVision and Manifest writer Bobak, as for Johnny, has joined both the untitled Alien series and the upcoming sci-fi series Kindred at FX. He'll serve as writer and supervising producer on both. FX Kate Lambert said in a statement, Bobak has greatly contributed to FX's upcoming Kindred and Alien, and now under this agreement, he will be able to apply his considerable talents to other FX series while developing original content that draws on his vision as a writer and creator. The new prequel series is led by Legion and Fargo creator Noah Hawley and executive produced by Ridley Scott. Hawley indicated the Earthbound series might explore the ruthless Weyland-Yutani corporate machine of the Alien universe. He told Esquire a few months ago, man, if Noah Hawley's behind this, I'm all in. Alien is a fascinating story. It's not just a monster movie. It's about how we're trapped between the primordial past and the artificial intelligence of our future where both are trying to kill us. The Alien series is set on Earth of the future. At this moment, I describe that as Edison versus Westinghouse versus Tesla. Someone's going to monopolize electricity. We just don't know which one it is. Filming on the new Alien series won't begin until next year, as Hawley is busy directing the next season of Fargo. A new untitled Alien feature for Hulu, headed by writer-director Fede Alvarez, is also on the way. Woohoo! I like Fede Alvarez. J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot production company is set to produce a live-action Hot Wheels film adaptation for Mattel Films and Warner Brothers. The film is dubbed a high-throttle actioner that will team up some of the world's hottest and sleekest cars, monster trucks, and motorcycles. This marks the latest attempt to bring the beloved IP to cinemas following 2 decades of attempts, with directors ranging from Mick G to Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, all linked to the production at some point. Things are finally moving on Mattel Films projects, though, with Warner and Mattel's Barbie movie from Greta Gerwig set to release next year. What the hell is this? VRR? A few quick updates on the PlayStation front. Variable refresh rate is finally coming to PS5, adding a feature that the Xbox Series X has had since its launch. The feature will automatically be enabled for supported games if the PS5 console is connected to an HDMI 2.1 VRR compatible TV and PC monitor. Titles receiving VRR capability in coming weeks include Marvel Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Astro's Playroom, Resident Evil Village, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Tribes of Midgard, Destiny 2, Devil May Cry 5, Dirt 5, Godfall, Call of Duty Vanguard, and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, with more to be added later. On to other PS news, and a June 22nd date has reportedly been set for the Australian and New Zealand release of the overhauled PlayStation Plus service, timed with the European launch of the update. Finally, Epic Game Stores have apparently set a June 20th release date for the PC version of Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. The compilation title contains remasters of Uncharted 4 and its expansion, The Lost Legacy, along with various graphical improvements and option. All right. Casey Affleck has joined the cast of Christopher Nolan's World War II biopic film Oppenheimer, about the group of scientists on the Manhattan Project. Filming has been underway since February, ahead of a July 2023 release. Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Benny Safdie, Gary Oldman, Olivia Thirlby, Josh Hartnett, Rami Malek, Kenneth Branagh, Michael Angarano, Dane DeHaan, Dylan Arnold, Alex Wolff, David Krumholtz, Alden Ehrenreich, Jack Quaid, Matthew Modine, David Desmalkian, James Darcy, and Matthias Schweighofer also star. Jesus, that's a huge ensemble cast. Netflix has landed Greg Weidman and Jeff Talk's genre thriller spec script Below, with David F. Sandberg to direct the project. James Wan and Michael Clear will produce the film, but no plot specifics are available. Heat director Michael Mann is in Italy this week as part of pre-production for his Enzo Ferrari big-budget biopic, with filming to commence in mid-July and back on safe ground following backer STX's sale to Najafi Companies. Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, and Shailene Woodley star in Mann's passion project, finally coming to fruition after nearly 2 decades. In business news, as if you hadn't heard, Elon Musk bought Twitter, and they're just waiting. The deal values each share of Twitter at $54.20, representing a 38% premium on its closing stock price on April 1st. Once the deal is complete, Twitter will become a privately held company. Musk said he had hoped even his harshest critics continued using the platform following the acquisition, because that is what free speech means. However, people are literally just leaving Twitter. in droves. All the lefties are leaving Twitter because Elon Musk is taking over and, the sky is falling. It's just funny to watch. All right, 2 more to go. With the new management in at Warner Brothers Discovery, every project in production is under review, and it looks like one obvious change could be in the works. Originally, Warner's was planning to release mid-sized superhero films on HBO Max only as a way to boost subscribers, with both Batgirl and Blue Beetle originally considering this route. Beetle made the switch to a theatrical release a while back, but the already completed $70 million Batgirl film was shot and made with the intention of going direct to the streaming service. That may no longer be the case, as Puck News reports that DC Films and Warner Brothers are now considering releasing Batgirl in theaters, with plans to spend more money on the film's post-production polish and marketing to go theatrical. Thanks, alliteration. The talk comes as The Batman is coming off its $750 million global box office run, launched last week on HBO Max, and is reportedly pulling up huge numbers for the service, with a first-week viewership of 4 million, according to Samba Analytics, beating the first-week viewership of almost all its day-and-date movies last year, with the sole exception of Mortal Kombat. And finally, 3 new photos from the upcoming Obi Wan Kenobi series have arrived, with new looks of Ewan McGregor as Obi Wan Kenobi, along with Rupert Friend's Grand Inquisitor. It also shows off 2 key locations: the desert planet Tatooine, which we're all familiar with, and a futuristic cyberpunk-style planet called Dayu. Speaking with Total Film as part of the cover story that premiered the photos, McGregor said he felt a proper jolt of absolute fear when acting against the Darth Vader character for his first time. I've never met Darth Vader. I had rehearsed the scene with Vader, but not with a helmet on or anything else like that. But when we came to do the scene, when they shouted action, he had to come from behind me. I turned around and fucking Darth Vader was coming at me. I felt like I was 6 again. I'd never acted into Vader's helmet. I never looked him in the eye. It scared the shit out of me. I'm not joking. It gave me a proper jolt of absolute fear. I was like, oh my God, that's not acting. That's real. I'm really, truly frightened right now. And the same thing would happen with the stormtroopers. I'd worked with clone troopers before, but so many of them were CGI. I never worked with stormtroopers. And again, I was like 7 years old, because when you're actually faced with a stormtrooper with a blaster, it's like fucking hell. Deborah Chow helms the entire run of Obi Wan Kenobi, and in the interview has shot down reports that Darth Maul was going to serve as a villain in the upcoming series before Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader and the Inquisitors were involved. As long as I've been involved, we never had any Darth Maul in any of it. Dave did a beautiful job of telling that story already. For anybody trying to tell a story in the middle of these 2 trilogies, there are only certain elements that made sense in where Obi-Wan is. With a lot of legacy aspects, the decision to bring Vader into it was not made lightly. Obi-Wan Kenobi will premiere with 2 episodes on May 27th on Disney+. And with that, thank you all, and have an excellent day or night, wherever you are.